First at 4, stay home, stay safe has just been extended. We brought you the governor's decision right here on Local 4.
I have signed an executive order to extend and expand Michigan's stay home, stay safe order.
Why the governor says it had to happen and when it's scheduled to end. Also, some big news for anyone who needs unemployment. Right now, we now know when that extra $600 is supposed to arrive. Paula.
A local business devastated by COVID-19 shutdowns has reimagined itself, rebooted, and is making masks out of swimsuits. You could call it swimsuit survival tactics.
Feels more like we are about to say goodbye to autumn than embrace the heart of spring. But is this the way we're going to spend Easter weekend? We'll answer that question right now. First at 4.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, breaking news. You may have just seen Governor Whitmer announcing an extension to her stay home, stay safe order. She now says that order will extend through April 30th. It comes as the state of Michigan has recorded more than 21,000 cases of COVID-19. And another grim milestone, the number of deaths has now pushed to more than 1,000. Detroit's Mayor Mike Duggan is starting his daily update right now. We'll hear from him at 5. Right now, let's get to the newsroom, joining Kimberly Gill on more on what this order means. Kim.
Yeah, hi, Karen. Good afternoon to you. We're still sorting through the governor's order, which is several pages long here. Her original stay-home order was set to expire at midnight on April 13th, but the governor says based on guidance from Dr. Anthony Fauci, we cannot let up now.
We need to keep pushing mitigation strategies because there is no doubt that they're having a positive impact on the dynamics of this outbreak. Now is not the time to pull back at all. It is the time to intensify.
There you go. And here are some of the highlights from the order. Businesses still cannot require workers to leave their homes unless they're necessary to sustain or protect life or maintain basic operations. Essential workers, of course, include healthcare workers, law enforcement, and grocery store workers. A full list is available on our website. Click on Detroit.com. Public and private gatherings of people who don't live together are forbidden. And anyone who leaves their home is required to follow the rules of social distancing. There's a new task force headed by Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist that will look at the impact on communities of color. Here's the state's chief medical executive.
If people are disproportionately impacted by poverty, working in lower wage jobs, unable to work from home, needing to use public transportation, lack the ability to isolate sick individuals in their home appropriately, or disproportionately have a higher rate of chronic health conditions, they will be more significantly impacted by this disease.
Yeah, and there's much more to talk about in this order. Plus, the governor says the path to a more normal life is going to be complicated and it's going to take time. She says that transition will have to be carefully negotiated based on medical data and how to keep people safe. Our coverage, of course, on this breaking news story will continue with more tonight at 5. Until then, we'll send it back to you, Karen.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
Folks on Main Street had to be keeping a close eye on Wall Street today after some record-setting numbers on unemployment. Let's take a look at the big board. Looks like investors were more encouraged by the Federal Reserve floating $2.3 trillion in loans to boost the economy. You can see the Dow Jones close 285 points up. Some good financial news. Now, let's talk unemployment. The unemployment report, 6.6 million people filed for benefits last week. More than 1 in 10 U.S. workers have lost their jobs in the last 3 weeks. That is the largest and fastest string of losses ever in records dating back to 1948. The number for Michigan is 384,000. Business editor Rob Maloney is sorting through all those numbers, and tonight at 5, he's going to take a look at the impact for our state. And since the stimulus package was approved, many of you are asking us when that extra $600 would show up in unemployment checks. According to Michigan's unemployment site, the answer is after April 10th, but give it 7 days to arrive before panicking. We're also told that extra $600 will be retroactive to April 4th. The daily tally of patients diagnosed with COVID-19 and those losing their lives to the disease is a tragic reminder of the toll it's taking. But there's another tally that's being kept, and that is inspiring healthcare workers to keep fighting. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge joins us with the story.
They're called victory boards, and you may have seen one being shared on social media. It's an idea that's caught on at hospitals all across Metro Detroit.
Seeing the number of patients that are dying in the hospitals is not something that we're used to. You know, the numbers are so much higher than we would have, you know, before COVID. And it's really hard. I'm not going to lie, it's definitely hard.
That's why Nicole Algram, the Director of Surgical Services at Beaumont Grosse Pointe, created their victory board. The board lists the number of patients successfully coming off a ventilator and breathing on their own, and the number of patients discharged to go home.
As the hospital workers, like, it's so good to be able to see some of that success and that we're making a difference taking care of these patients.
A difference they're making one patient at a time.
There was a story that we shared this morning of an employee that works in the hospital that picked up this frail woman who was so scared that she was going to die. And he held her in his arms and he danced with her. And he's like, "You're not dying on my watch." And just, I mean, that level of commitment is what we have here.
And when those victories happen,
you hear all the clapping and the celebration and, you know, the hope, I think, is what it's really giving all of our staff, that there is hope.
Now, when a baby is born at the Beaumont hospitals, a special lullaby is played. The hospitals are now planning to play a special song whenever a COVID-19 patient is discharged or successfully comes off the ventilator. Back to you.
It's always important to share the good news. Thanks, Doc. First at 4. We're also tracking some of the big coronavirus stories that are happening around the world. We head to the Middle East, where the government of Jordan is starting a 48-hour nationwide curfew. Travel restrictions were briefly eased to allow people to get to those grocery stores during daylight hours, but this new extended curfew goes into effect tonight. So far, Jordan has reported nearly 400 confirmed coronavirus cases. Iran's supreme leader is calling on residents to observe the holy month of Ramadan in their homes, not in mass gatherings. He made his plea in a televised address. Ramadan begins later this month, continues through May. Mass gatherings may be banned as Iran battles the coronavirus. The Iranian government has reported 4,000 deaths, but medical experts outside of the country believe Iran is not telling the whole story. It was a sad day, March 18th, when we told you about a local custom swimsuit shop forced to close for the first time in its history because of COVID-19. We followed Trish Crowder for years as a small business owner who has found different ways to beat the odds and then succeed. Well, now, our Paula Tutman has an update that shows ingenuity and gumption to just keep going.
Well, of course, we know that Michigan is a state of makers. We make the stuff that makes the world go round. What's incredible to see is how businesses are really adjusting to survive while helping others survive in the process. The sewing machines are buzzing again today at Custom Swimwear by Excellent Designs in Royal Oak. The company, which has made a name for itself selling custom swimwear, closed its doors March 18th when the travel industry screeched to a halt. That was a Thursday.
On Friday morning, the girls created a mask, and by 2 o'clock, we took pictures of it, and my phone blew up, and we started taking orders. And
as custom swimwear designers, this team had the chops and the creativity to repurpose fabric and sewing machines.
The girls came in on their own while we were closed, created the mask, and then sent me photos.
Now, Trish's group is not making PPE in terms of medical grade products, but they are making a hybrid of sorts for the general public to use.
They're a mask with a filter. They're cotton lycra on the inside, nylon lycra on the outside, and we have a removable filter so that you can wash the mask, wipe down the filter, and then put it back in.
Today, they are back in production, making masks with a fashionable flair and functionality. Workers are protected and following safety distance protocols.
I put an elastic in. We do elastic on top and on the bottom, and it ties on the back.
No one needs swimsuits. Everyone needs masks. And so the shop is selling them online for $10 a piece. 4 of her employees are rotating in and out, getting mostly just gas money, enough to help out and escape boredom.
Oh, I was happy. I have a teenager at home. I didn't want to sit at home with her all day. But it makes us feel good knowing that we're helping somebody or giving them a peace of mind that, you know, they're somewhat protected.
But 2 workers have been able to be brought back for partial salaries. and it's keeping the lights on, the mortgage paid, and providing an essential service. Oh, and most importantly, proving that while COVID-19 might knock Michigan down, it can't knock us out. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right. Thank you, Paula. What a difference 24 hours makes. Yesterday, sunshine. You needed the glasses. It hit 71. Today, oh, much colder. We saw some rain, some hail. I even think my family said they saw some snow up in northern Oakland County. Ben, the rain downtown is already gone. What is going on?
Yeah, they probably did, Karen. We've had snow reported. We've had graupel. We've had some snow grains, ice pellets. I mean, just about everything under the sun out there, and it is still coming down, but the temperature change is the big story. Between yesterday and today at 4 p.m., those numbers are about 25, 26 degrees colder, and it's even more of a change the further west you get in the state. As far as the radar goes, we are seeing those showers across the area right now. They're very widely scattered, wind-driven, but you can see up there in the north zone, there's definitely a wintry mix that's showing up in spots. Temperatures continuing to dive into the 30s, wind chills in the 20s tonight, and we'll talk more about how things are going to change for Easter weekend in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you so much, Ben. We'll see you at 5. Still ahead, flashes in the night sky, severe weather caught on camera. More of this video and the impact on thousands of people. Also busted on a security camera. Wait until you hear what this guy is accused of stealing in the middle of the COVID-19 crisis. Where it allegedly happened probably makes it even worse. And later, why the Detroit Pistons are telling Metro Detroiters it's time to take a break from basketball. But first, another reminder, you can help Local 4 and Click on Detroit bring lunches to busy frontline workers. We've raised $60,000 already, but keep those donations coming. They buy safely prepared lunches from local restaurants, which go to our local health heroes. It's a win-win. To donate, go to forthefrontline.clickondetroit.com. We'll be right back.